Well, here we are, folks. New bike day, and the heavens have opened up. Just typical. We're here at Blade Stratford to pick up, and I've not made it any secret, the new Triumph Speed Triple RS. So let's get out of the rain and go and get it. What a crap day. Here we are in the showroom. Right, so there you've seen it, the new Triple RS. It's been a while since I've had a brand new bike. From here, Blade Stratford, and brought to you by James.
Hi everyone.
How you doing, James?
Yeah, good. Could have had some nicer weather for you.
Yeah, we could have picked a better day.
Yeah, but
you could have not took your day off yesterday.
Yes, yeah, that would have been better for you. Yeah, not for my dogs, but definitely for you.
No, you definitely picked the better day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, here it is.
It's an absolute beast.
Yeah, one of the first ones to come out as well. So I think we've delivered a black one, and then yeah, you're the first one to have one in this livery. So
yeah. So what else have we got here?
So what have you fitted? You fitted a set of heated grips. So those are there. We'll go through the controls of those in a minute when we're a little bit closer on the dash. Like I said to you in the video that I sent to you, I really like this. What did we say about that?
I think I said it looked more sort of like an air intake, an air-cooled grill type of thing.
Absolutely. And then obviously you've got the new fully electronic suspension on the new Speed Triple, which everyone's only ever had good things to say about that. Like I said, all the feedback we've had about this suspension is just nothing but plush. Even the technicians, which are the biggest critics of all in our workshop, even they said it's transformed the bike, and they've even noticed a few tweaks they've made with the engine and whatnot. So, and then just quickly there, he's gone now, but it did have the message there that just said "Welcome, Robbie." So we've got that there.
A little bit of personalisation.
Yeah. Well, we'll start with that actually. So when you press the home button here, you can see that, and again, I'm sure you've had a look, but you've got all of your details here. You've got your three, and then your four little side menus here. Service, so the service interval there, that's just a reminder. So we've talked about your service. We're going to get you booked in today to make sure that you're not going to miss a slot, because we are really busy, as we always are this time of year, despite the weather. Put it in the dry bit for you.
Yeah. Cautious we go. Brand spanking new tyres and a very wet day. that quick shifter. I said it on the demo ride, the quick shifter, so smooth. So they've closed one lane down. Let's nip into here then. The fuck is that? Looks like there's been a spill. Christ, that's the last thing I want. So to turn cruise on, you press it down once and then you press it again to set it. Oh, what a lovely day. God, I have to admit, I'm shitting my pants a little bit going around the islands.
Three days later.
Well, my friends, this is 3 days later, where I've finally had the time to go out when the weather hasn't been crap. So what I've done so far is 25 miles back from Blade to home. I've got to say, you know, straight out of the box, this is a lot smoother than the 1290. Not that I'm knocking the 1290, I'm not going to knock it at all, but I will be honest, as I've always been with it. I've got the engine braking on this at the highest setting as well, because that's adjustable, which I've gotten used to with the 1290, so I'm going to leave the engine braking high. There's so many different sort of like configurations. You can even control the GoPro on here, believe it or not, through the switches. So we just need to go and put some fuel in. And try and get a few miles under the belt before the heavens open up again. It's actually forecast thunderstorms. There's one thing I will say, and I said it on the demo ride: wind noise. No, not so much wind noise, wind blast. I can properly feel it. So I'm going to get that cowl, the Triumph cowl, to fit on here. Hopefully that might reduce it a little bit. It helped with the 1290 fitting that little Evotech. Bit of brake squeal. The Evotech cowl fitting that helped quite a bit. Okay, that's straight into neutral. I know that was a bit of an issue before. Try and keep within the parameters of the running in, so it's stick as he says. I'll take that off soon. Oh, I turned the shift light on as well, so it's telling me to change. We've got a squealy front brake. Well, anyway, my aim today is to get a little bit of miles under the belt and scrub these tyres in. So it says here up to 160, 0 to 100 miles, don't go over 3,500. And I know this is a guideline, but I'm doing 4,000 and it's revving. It's revving. It's flashing. The rev light's flashing. So I'll come down to 3. So maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a case of it goes up in increments. The more miles you get on it, the more it lets you rev it. It's already booked in for the service, 600 mile service. That's in August. That's the earliest they could do it, so got that booked in. So my KTM 1290 viewers and all viewers, I know there's a lot of you that well, I say a lot of you, there's a few of you that are a little upset that I've moved on from the 1290. On other socials, I think on other YouTube videos, I've actually explained that I just can't. There's nothing wrong with the bike. You know, it's not the bike issue. It's a bit of a mental issue for me. I just can't seem to gel with it since the accident, and a few people did tell me that's going to happen, but. You know, I've been out on it since it got rebuilt. Enjoyed it. Been round to London. Had a great time with the lads from London. But yeah, it's just time to move on. That's all I can say. It was time to move on. The 690 is going nowhere. I absolutely love that little thing. So that's staying. But currently the 1290 is at DMC Moto in Birmingham. They kindly offered to sell it for me. So if anybody's interested, give them a call. So as I mentioned in the video earlier on when I was riding the bike back, the heated grips, I really like the simplicity of just a button there. 1, 2, 3 different heat settings, where obviously the 1290 you have to toggle it through the screen. So look at that. I really do like the look of this. I really do. I like I mean, I've not done many miles on it. It is me sort of like singing its praises, but it really is a nice bike to ride. Modifications are coming. I have parts coming. In fact, the radiator grille, very first thing that I purchased, that's going to go on first, and then we're going to get the cowl. Definitely get the cowl. Hopefully sort out a little bit of wind blast. We're going to swap out that tail tidy. Looking at the R&G one, it is a bit pricey. 200 quid for a tail tidy, but it's billet aluminium. It splits down the middle, so all the cables and everything else are hidden. It looks factory. So I've not pulled the trigger on that yet, but that's the only one I'm looking at. Then we're going to swap out for an exhaust bracket. Get rid of these rear pegs. I'm not going to take passengers, so it came with the rear seat. Not going to use it. Going to leave the cowl on there. Exhaust is staying for the time being. It doesn't sound too bad, but I really don't know which way to go with the exhaust, because most of the recommendations off the Triumph Facebook page is get rid of what they call the bread basket. Get rid of that, but obviously I need to sort out how that goes with warranty. But we're leaving the exhaust for the time being. Normally something I'll swap out straight away, but we're leaving that. Also, just under here is the rectifier right there, so you can get a little guard for that. So that's going to go on as well. What else do we look at? Oh, it's got an auxiliary port here. Don't know if you can see that. Of all places to stick it, I really don't know why it's there. You want a USB up there on the handlebars, not a bloody auxiliary port there. So we'll have to see if we can get some kind of USB that looks factory, fit it up here if I want to stick the use my phone and all that kind of stuff. What else were we looking at? So there's the cowl, the tail tidy, leaving the exhaust for the time being, rectifier cover, got the radiator guard in the garage as we speak. I think that's it for the time being. It does look a lovely piece of kit, doesn't it? Lovely piece of kit. Getting used to that quick shifter. Totally different feel to the 1290. Nothing wrong with it, it's just a case of getting used to it. Again, the peg's position is a bit sportier on this than the 1290. The Stylema front brakes exactly the same as the KTM, and you got the full electric suspension. Well, I'm still yet to play around with. So let's get back on here. Let's go to do a few more miles and get those tyres scrubbed in. Beautiful. Right, let's go. So my friends, although I didn't film that, I just stopped at the roadside there to go through the menu and stuff, and a guy he parked up and come over and asked me if everything was okay. And with having a little chat to him, here's one of the engineers, one of the design engineers from Triumph, and he was obviously he was quite pleased to see one on the road in the real world. So he's just helped me go through some of the settings. How brilliant is that? You can't get anybody better than somebody from the factory helping you out on all the settings. So Grant, if you're watching this, mate, thank you so much. He actually helped me with the suspension, put it into what's dynamic mode, so it's going to learn how you're riding. So hopefully it's going to adapt to your riding style. You know, fast roads, you know, sweeping bends, potholes, that kind of stuff. What he did tell me, because I was looking at putting the odometer on there so I could see as I'm riding along how many miles I'm doing, and you can't have it on the display. So if you go into service like I've just done there, that's when it tells you what miles you've done. So I've done 39 at the moment. Not sure if that's going to be a static reading when you go into service or whether it's going to continue to roll through. So it's just changed to 40, so it's going to roll through. Right then my friends, this is going to be it for the time being. It's just starting to rain, so I'm going to head home. So thank you for stopping by, for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. It makes the world of difference. A lot of you guys are watching. Where am I going? I'm going up this one. A lot of you guys are watching that haven't subscribed. Go on, it's free. Just click that subscription button. So as always, take care and ride safe.